all these van builds and school bus builds and solar installs and all this other stuff, is it safe? What's up, blind viewers? How's everybody doing today? It's time for me to do what I do best. That is right. It's time for me to piss people off once again. Hey, you know me. I tell you the way it is, the way I see it. But anywho. Now, we all know that everybody does these van builds, and we hear the skoolies. They do their skoolie builds, and the box trucks, and even people that go out and buy RVs, they decide they're going to rip them apart, and they're going to do this and that. And they're going to change things, and they're going to add solar and some other things. Now, are they safe? No, I'm not saying that everybody that does it doesn't know what they're doing, but I think there's a lot of people that just go, hey, how hard can it be? I can do this, right? Don't you think so? Don't you think that's what folks do? I think there's too many of them that do that stuff. Now, I know nobody likes rules and regulations and all that other stuff because, hey, it's just not in our nature to enjoy being told what to do, right? But sometimes, more times than not, those things are for our own good. For instance, in the sticks and bricks, there's building safety things that you have to abide by. You have to get an electrical contractor, a plumber, and all that other stuff. And then an inspector has to come in and check it and do stuff like this. Whether you're building a new house or doing an addition or improvements, you have to have somebody that knows what the codes are. Well, that's horseshit. I don't want to. Who's about? Okay, well, see, it's there for our own stupid people, our own protection. You don't want to be running wires and doing all kinds of shit and waking up in the middle of the night with your house on fire and running down the block in your nightgown, screaming because your house is on fire and you're yelling, "Save my baby, save my baby," because you decided to put on an addition or redo your basement and you ran the wires yourself, because how hard could it be, right? Yeah, and you screwed everything all up. You didn't know what you were doing, and you burnt your damn house down. Well, it's no different for some of these RVers. They think that they know what they're doing, and they just go ahead and do things like, let's just go ahead and install a solar thing, and we'll just run wires. Again, how hard can it be? It's just a couple wires, a charge controller, or whatever. Get a couple batteries. I don't know, what, 3, 4, 2? How do you wire these things together? In parallel? What does that mean? In series? What does that mean? It can't be too hard, right? It's just some batteries, right? We can do it. Just run some fucking wires. It's not a big deal. Because, hey, no one's going to check it. No one's going to check it at all. Who's going to check my work? No one. We don't have those rules and regulations and codes and all that bullshit like people in sticks and bricks. So I can do whatever I want to. And then people wonder why things happen. Now, I'm not saying any of those things that I just showed were from people that did something wrong on their own, but it is an example of these things are driving down the road, and more people are doing it. And they're driving on the road with you and me, let alone putting themselves in danger. But now they're putting us in danger as well on the highways because they decided, well, I got a van. I'm going to throw down a floor. I'm going to put in some cabinets from Walmart, and I'm going to start running wires all over the place. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to add that. And how hard can it be? How hard can it be? Because we can't do that in our homes, because we need to have somebody look at it and inspect it, give it the A-OK. And if not, we're in trouble. I'm not saying that people in homes don't skirt the things and do it themselves, but they're stupid as well. They're out there and they're going to be in trouble and they're going to be out of a home when they do that shit. But it's not as often as it is in, I'm going to go buy a van, or I'm going to go buy an old school bus, or I'm going to go buy a box truck and I'm going to start building, and I don't have a fucking clue of what I'm doing. But how hard can it be, right? How hard can it be? Run some plumbing, run some wires, the plumbing leaks onto the wires, or we just run wires through things and we don't put something simple like a little grommet. And after a couple 100 miles, this wire's rubbing through metal or wood or whatever, and it comes through and fire. All kinds of things. Propane. I'm just going to add this. I'm going to add that. I'm going to get a buddy heater. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a buddy heater, and I'm going to either fill my living space with carbon monoxide, or it's going to tip over, or it's going to dry everything out, or who knows? We just don't know. I'm going to leave my propane on. Some people say, don't leave it on, turn it off. Oh, well, what about my refrigerator? Oh, I got to do this. And they don't know what they're doing. Not just the people that are building the skoolies and the vans, but I'm talking about RV owners in general. They don't have a clue. Some of them don't have a clue. Maybe not as bad, and as often it's not as prevalent with the full timers because, you know, it is your home. And one would hope that if you're going to spend every waking hour in that thing, and every sleeping hour, by the way, in that thing, you're going to know how it works. You're going to know the ins and the outs, where things are and all that. But you have the vacationers and the part-timers. Some of them people don't have a clue. All they know is you push this button and the slide comes out and the jack stands go down. And when I step on the little pedal on the toilet, the water goes somewhere, and I got to throw this hose in a hole somewhere and pull this lever, and things come out, and supposedly I'm good. But they don't know how shit works. If some alarm went off or something happened, they probably wouldn't know where to go for the panel or anything else. But these folks that just decide, well, I'm going to build with little to no knowledge of things. Oh, well, don't worry. I watched a YouTube video or 3. So I know exactly what I can do. I know it all. It's no problem. All I got to do is throw some panels up here, drill a hole, run some wires, charge controller here, that. Just tells me what's going in over to the batteries. I'll figure out that parallel series thing later. It's not a big deal. I can watch a YouTube video. I don't have to know nothing. Well, I don't know. I think it's pretty sad that they're allowed to get away with that stuff. That is not just that. It's other things. Being overloaded. Not going to the scale house. Just go to the scale house, man. Just check yourself out. Know what those numbers mean and figure out if you're overloaded or not. Well, it says I can carry this much. And so, well, yeah, it does. It does. That doesn't mean 24/7, 365, you can be at your max capacity, 3 ounces under what the max is. And then people wonder why, they go down the road and all of a sudden their trailers are swaying and fraying and you're overcorrecting and you wind up just like this in the ditch. Why? Well, because did I need a sway bar? Do I need a traction this? Do I need that? I don't know. I hooked it up. Do I need those chains? What is that for? I don't know. We're over a little bit overweight, but if we move everything to the back of the camper when we drive, that takes it off the tongue weight. What is tongue weight? Is this okay? I don't know. And again, I'm not saying that those people in that particular clip didn't know what they were doing, but it's an example. You see these people go down and you see these trailers and they're flopping and flopping. Are you checking your tires? Are you doing the simple little things and doing these things? But no, it doesn't matter because there are no rules. There's no regulations. You don't have to go in and say, hey, come look at my shit. Hey, I just got this van. I spent a year in it. Now look at all the stuff I added to it. Is it overweight? Is the electrical okay? Did I run this solar shit right? Is that wire big enough? Is it going to overheat? Is it going to melt? I don't know. I watched the video. The guy said the black one to the black one, the red one to the red one. these are black, that's red. There you go. That's all I need to know. I watched a YouTube video. I'm a fucking genius now. I all but got a college degree in it because I watched 6 videos on YouTube. I don't know. I think that it's a little bit sketchy. And again, not everybody that's out there doing it doesn't know what they do or what they're doing, and they don't have a clue. But a lot of them, I think a lot of them do. I mean, I know I watch Chrome a lot, and he always says, hey, I'm going to leave this to the experts. You know, he'll drill some holes and put some lights in and shit like that, but he's not going to go in and do some crazy shit because he just doesn't know what he's doing. And I think more people should take that approach. And I know it's free, cheap, and easy life, and the only reason why you're out there is because you can't afford anything else, and you ain't got 2 nickels to rub together, so you can't afford to pay anybody to do it properly, so you're just going to wing it. Well, when you wing it and you burn your shit down and you got nothing left, you got no one else to blame but your damn self. You don't have to agree with me. That is not the point here.
Okay, this is BlindViews, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.